Why, hello everybody, and welcome to another exciting session of Trivs at Home. I am your host, Jeremy, aka the People's Dwarf. It is a pleasure to have you all here with me tonight, or today, depending on where you are viewing this from, but it's a pleasure to have you all here. As you can see, it's all on this side, actually. The old Trivs at Home down there on the bottom here. That one there, that's what we're looking for. So yeah, Trivs at Home, and we've got a superheroes, super villains themed trivia going on tonight. So I hope you guys are excited. Hope you've studied up on your superhero, supervillainy sort of trivia and stuff, so you guys can do well with the trivia tonight. We've got exciting rounds ahead. There we have them on Sidekicks and Henchman, and we've got weapons and props, and we've got pseudonyms, so the actual superhero real names and stuff, and then of course a confidence round in the final round as well, which will be great, fun, and exciting. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I've got all my stuff here. I've changed my drink up tonight, ladies and gents. That's right. I am now drinking a Golden Road, although now that the light is right next to that, Golden Road Balboa Blonde is what I'm on tonight, which has actually got a bit of pomegranate and strawberry in the beer. And let me just say, that's actually really nice. And Cali, once again, is about to get a scorcher of a heatwave over the weekend as well, where it's heating up to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like 42, 43, and Rock Ultra, mate, over on Twitch. Good to see you, buddy. Good to have you back. I know we had a week off, and then I don't think you came back last week, so it's good to have you in this week, mate. Pleasure to have you here. It has been too long, I believe, mate, so hopefully you've been keeping well. It's good to see you back, and thanks for coming back. It's always great to have you. It's great to have anyone and everyone here for trivia. That's what we're here for. It's always good fun. Now, were you here, Rock Ultra, when we did the Trivia Rat stuff on the website in regards to answer submissions now? I mean, I'm going to explain that anyway for everyone who joins in on the stream, but I just thought I'd check, because I can't remember. It's only been a couple of weeks since we've had the Trivia Rat answer submission and team registration thing going on. So pretty much what that means is if I throw this text up over the screen here, that's what you can see now. So over here you go to submit answers online at triviarat.com, and then when you go to the player login, your room code is Trivs at Home, and then feel free to pick a team name, any kind of team name you like, whether it's you're playing solo or with friends or family or acquaintances or neighbors, someone down the street, I don't even know, your dog, your cat, any pet. They're totally welcome as well. Why not? Have some fun with it. But yeah, so obviously we're doing it through triviarat.com. So that's where you guys will be submitting answers. When I start each round, that's when you guys will be able to go through the Trivia Rat website and start submitting your answers. So that way it's all easy going. You can keep track of your scores as well, because I'll be marking them at the end of each round as well during the breaks, which is always good fun, and you have live score updates as well. And it seems I've gone a bit blurry, I think, because I've been moving. So where's the focus gone to? Is it going to fix itself and come back? Oh, it looks like it tried to, because the lights changed in the background. Maybe I'm going to get back in focus. Get a little bit closer. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. Very bright, because I have this light that's right next to the camera to make myself kind of beaming. So yeah, that's always good fun too. But it's good to have everybody here. Pleasure to see everyone. How are we looking for time? It is 7:04, so usually around 7:10 where I am is where we kick things off and get things started. So we'll give people, an extra 5 minutes to kind of struggle in, get comfortable, do what they need to do before they begin the trivia. So as I mentioned, it's a superheroes, supervillains theme tonight. And also, we've changed the days for those who are regular Trivs at Home players. No longer are they Tuesday nights. We are doing back-to-back Friday and Saturday evenings for Trivs at Home. So that's right. We will be back tomorrow as well with the second session. So back-to-back trivia. It is trivia weekend now for Trivs at Home. And I look taller when I come closer to the camera. I know, right? How much taller and bigger do I look? It's amazing. It's so cool. And I have such a bigger head too. It must be my brain growing too, so I get smarter. I like that theory as well. Good old science. I agree, Rock Ultra. Nice one. Nice one, mate. But how you been anyway? How has your, week or 2 weeks been when we haven't seen you on trivia? Have you been keeping well and healthy over there in the UK? Obviously, COVID is still rampaging throughout the world. Everyone is still, majority of people in like lockdowns and stuff. But yeah, I'm actually able to go and work at my escape room job tomorrow, which is great. But we have figured out a way where we don't have to physically interact with guests at all. It's all done through walkie-talkies and stuff. So that's super cool. And it kind of makes sense because it's a post-apocalyptic themed escape room anyway, so like, you know, there aren't meant to be people around, and it kind of fits the theme at the moment with the world being as it is. But yeah, so that'll be good fun getting back to that tomorrow as well. And then I'll come straight home from that, launch into our second Trivs Trivia. That's right, Triv. It's all about the Trivs. Trivia at Home, which will be a sporting thing. So tomorrow is all about sports again. We've got sports making a return. A little bit different for the sports category that we're going for tomorrow night. But tonight, superheroes and super villains. So it's good to have everybody here. Remember, get onto triviarat.com, go to the page, Trivs at Home for the room code. That's where you guys will enter your team names, and we'll be doing your answer submissions. So good luck with all of that, everyone. I hope it's all pretty straightforward, easygoing, and works for everybody. That's what we want. That's how we want everything to work, right? Alright, so now what I can do, since the trivia has started, I can close that little countdown app that I have that runs in the background for OBS. I don't need that anymore, so it's just taking up memory space, which really isn't too much anyway. It's like it's one tiny little app that just has a little countdown that you can put into your screen, which is super cool, it's super fun. But that's alright. But yeah, so I can close that now, which is awesome, and got all the chat windows up, all the apps are logged in, so wonderful. That is great that everything is now up and running. Alright, so we've got the YouTube is okay, Twitter is all okay as well, which is great. And we've also got over on Twitch as well. Fantastic, that's always good. Ooh, let's see here. That's trying to play catch up. Just trying to make sure all the videos pause on my end. Ooh, it's trying to be tricky. Stop playing when I'm not telling you to play. Come on, Twitch, stop being like this. Why are you being all funny? If I say pause, I want you to pause. Great, alright. Paused. That's great. And so did... Okay, my Twitch one has done that. Twitter has done that as well, which is great. YouTube is that. Okay, that's great. So they're all up there. They're not paused. Just so that I don't lose any data or whatnot going out from this, so the stream ends up still being smoothly. The kilobytes per second is killing it tonight, which is great. We always like that, so that's always good fun. But yeah, so we've got sports theme 707 we're sitting at right now, and I am sweating already. I know. We actually do have an AC unit. We do have an AC unit here. But unfortunately, Risa had a table read for something earlier, so she had it over with her. And it literally finished about 5 minutes before I started. So we're going to hopefully try and bring that over during the break, so then I'm not dying as much. But I have my hydration drink, which was sports hydration drink, in my mug, along with my beer in a can. So I have both. Rock Ultra, mate. Ooh, massive reply. That is huge, mate. Well. Oh, dang, going back to normal. What if it is normal life, Rock Ultra? What do we even think is normal anymore? The new normal is totally going to be a thing moving forward. I guess everyone's got a different definition of normal. Maybe that's what I'll have a trivia round on. What is normal? What is the new normal? Which year definition of normal is this normal? That'd be kind of a cool one to do. But yeah, no, I know it's quite late when you tune in, so I do appreciate you tuning in, Rock Ultra, and hanging out with us, which is great fun. But that is all good, mate. Alright, so I think what we'll do now is about a minute away from 10 past 7, which means we can get on into the first round of trivia. Well, actually, I'll go through the quick explanation first, and then we'll get into it. So, obviously, we've got the how to play. We encourage team or solo play. That's right. We've got 4 rounds of a trivia. There will be a normal text-based round, then we have a multiple choice round, a picture round, and then we finish up on another normal text-based question round. 10 questions per round. A correct answer gets you 1 point. Incorrect answers do not make you lose any points. So if you don't know the answer to something, by all means have a guess. Try, because you might get lucky and actually get those few extra points, which will push you over the line. We will have breaks between each round, so you guys will be able to suck up on any drinks, food, snacks, use the restroom or toilet if you need to, or if you just want to kick back, relax, and have a break. And at the end of each round, after we go through the questions, there'll be a section called question repeats, where questions 1 to 5 and then 6 to 10 will re-pop up on the screen, just in case you need to maybe double check your answers, or maybe you ducked out or missed a particular question for the round, or want to double check your answers. That's what they're there for. So they'll be there at the end of the round, so don't worry if you miss a question, they will be repeated at the very end. No answers in the comments, but I will encourage joke answers. Joke answers are totally okay to put into the comments section, because we've We all love a good laugh. And I've even given out points for making myself and others laugh as well. So joke answers are okay, but not actual real answers, guys, because it's a little bit of friendly competition. And use a pen and paper to write down your answers as well if you want to keep a copy of them, because when you submit them on Trivia Right, they are then sent over to me and you can't get access to them. So if you want to keep track of the answers you submitted, you can write them down on a piece of paper or maybe note-taking app device, and then you'll be putting them into the triviaright.com website. So the way it works, just have that webpage open like you have it now, or you can go open it now, and then just leave that webpage open. Once I begin round 1, I go into that Trivia Right page as the host, and I click Game On, which then will take you automatically to a different screen, which will allow you to start submitting answers to the appropriate questions. And then at the end of it, I will stop that, which will then take you back to the scoreboard, and you'll be able to see after I've marked how you guys are all doing. And then we just rinse and repeat for each round. And that's how it works. Pretty simple, straightforward, it's very fun. I've also got a little tip jar down here if you guys like what you see with the trivia, you enjoy my hosting, or you think I look pretty, I don't even know. With whatever your reason is, feel free to drop a little tip in our honey jar in there, to the PayPal me, Jeremy-Hallam US, or Venmo, Jeremy-Hallam as well, and Risa as well, my partner, when she sings as well, which I believe she's doing tomorrow night for you. I don't think she's singing tonight, I think she's actually singing tomorrow night. So, she does a little bit of performance at the end of our little trivias too, which is great fun. So, without further ado, ladies and gents, I think we should get into round 1. What do you reckon? I reckon yes. And I think you guys also reckon yes. So, lovely bit of a screen change here. So the way it works, you've got each round up the top, so you know which round we're currently on. We've got the round theme, which is Sidekicks and Henchmen. That's right, Sidekicks and Henchmen. We're still with the superheroes, supervillains, overall theme of the trivia. We've got the trivia information again on this side, so you know where to log in, and in case you do get unfortunately logged out or something, you can go back in and just enter your name. If you do accidentally close the actual Trivia Right page or get logged out for some reason, when you do go log back in and you do the room code, when you re-enter your team name, just put like a 1 or a dash or something in there, and then let me know in the comments, or you can just put a 1 in there, and then when I'm going through the scores and marking, I will see that there's 2 names with the same one, and one's got a 1 with it, the other one doesn't have anything next to it, so I will add them together and just keep it updated on the current team, okay? Because sometimes it does that. It doesn't always do it, it's happened maybe once or twice since we've been doing this, so I'm just mentioning it in case it does happen to you guys. So don't freak out, just re-log back in, go to the player login, put your team name back in, just add like a 1 next to it, so I know that's your updated name, and we can go from there. Alright, and then I can remove the old one, and I can even actually put your name back to what it is, I think. But yes, that's how it's going to work. So, without further ado, let's get into question number 1 for the Sidekicks and Henchmen. Here we have, known as Wally West, name the Flash's sidekick. That's right. So, name the Flash's sidekick is what we're looking for here. So, not Wally West, that's his actual name, but what's his superhero name as his sidekick? Wally West. Flash's sidekick name. That's what we're looking at here. Sidekicks and Henchmen for Trivs at Home this week. And a wonderful blonde beer. That's question number 1. Question number 2 now is this. Consisting of 6 letters and starting with S. Name the sidekick of the Green Arrow. Consisting of 6 letters and starting with S, name the sidekick of the Green Arrow. Question number 2 there. The Green Arrow. I was a big fan of the Green Arrow when the TV show was released a few years back. Well, quite a few years back now. I was a big fan. I loved the salmon ladder that the Green Arrow character used to use. I tried to like mimic like the salmon ladder, like my gym and stuff. Put like just a whole bunch of barbells there and would like climb up them and jump up them and stuff. Super fun. Super cool. But also very tricky to do as well. Oh, better activate the Trivia Right form. Thank you for that reminder. Whoop, I forgot. My apologies. Again, I've still got to get used to doing this whole Trivia Right form, guys. My apologies. So that should be all updated now. Just activated it. Trivia Right form is up and running. Again, see, I've got to get used to that. So, don't worry, there'll be question repeats at the end. And you can also go back, now that it's actually activated, you'll be in the question submission thing. and you'll come up and you'll have your first question up there where you can put a little text box. Underneath that, there'll be a jump to question number. So then you can go back and edit your answers or change your answer, or in case you forgot and want to come back to it, you can do that as well. So that's how the Trivia Rat thing works. So it's pretty flexible. Pretty good like that. But yeah, my apologies. Hopefully it's all up there now. Yes, I've got to get used to that whole game on thing. I'm so used to having everything here with OBS that I keep forgetting to jump back and forth because it's in a different browser window. Not using the OBS software. That's okay, that's okay. Yeah, I'll give you a bit of time. Hopefully it's up now. I'll give you a few more seconds to get your answers in for that one. And remember, question repeats at the end, so don't freak out. It is all gravy, baby. Number 3, Falcon. Real name Samuel Thomas Wilson is the sidekick of which American superhero? Right, we have a hint in that one. Falcon. Real name Samuel Thomas Wilson is the sidekick of which American superhero? Which American superhero? Will it refresh itself or do I have to do it? It should have done it. Did it not refresh for you guys? Let me just check. Let me check. Maybe it's logged me out. Oh! Trivia Rat has logged me out. How dare it? Speaking of it accidentally logging people out. Oh dear. Alright, here we go. So now I'll do game on. Alright, now it should be working. My apologies. It actually logged me out. When I clicked on the game on thing, it just didn't tell me that I wasn't actually logged in anymore. It kicked myself out. I had to follow my own advice and go back in as the actual host. But that's alright. I didn't have to do the rest of it, but fantastic. My apologies, but it just kicked me out. So there we go. Now we're going to add 2 or 3 to the list out of people being kicked out, including the host. The Trivia Rat website does not hold back. It'll take anyone, players and host. If it wants to kick them out, it'll take whoever it wants. Or maybe it's just like a random thing. It's just like, who to get today? You! You sound like a happy chap, hosting and chatting away. What if we do this? And yes, that's what they did. Alright, but good to have everyone back in there. I appreciate that. So hopefully you guys can get all your answers submitted in. Remember, there will be question repeats, so don't freak out about question 1 and 2 already passing. They will pop up on the screen at the end of the round. So again, apologies. My deepest apologies about that, but it's good that it's up and running again. And that's the point of this whole chat, keeping everyone included. Fancy, big welcome over on Twitch. You know nothing about superheroes? Well, they're supervillains as well. So heroes and villains. So if you know maybe some villains, you might be good. But also, we do have multiple choice next round and a picture round in the 3rd round. So they're a lot easier for those who may not be familiar with the particular round theme. But it's good to have you here, Fancy Fig. I appreciate it jumping in. So hopefully you are going to enjoy this trivia session. So let's move on to the next question now. In 2010's sleeper hit, Kick-Ass, actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse, or Plasse, plays who? The son of a mob boss who poses as a superhero in order to lure out Big Daddy and Hit Girl. And yes, a very much better system with answering, and I can mark it in the breaks super easy as well. You guys get live score updates when I'm doing it. So you guys no longer have to do your own scoring and keeping track of your stuff. I don't have to double check it. I literally do it as we go, which is great. So it speeds things up too. So I'm loving the fact that Trivia Rat has been a gracious host, haha, kind of like me, and letting me use its services. They've been great people, really, really good customer service as well. Especially when I started out and was trying to get used to the system. They were really good. But yeah. So in 2010, sleeper hit Kick-Ass actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse plays who? The son of a mob boss who poses as a superhero in order to lure out Big Daddy and Hit Girl. I actually haven't seen this film. I know of it, but I haven't actually seen it. Number 5, known as a news reporter who is constantly trying to beat her competitors to a story, she's considered the sidekick to 4 special types of ninjas. Again, a couple of these ones I give a little bit of a hint in the question themselves, so I'm gonna just sip my hydration drink over here. Well, I try not to smirk and laugh. Great film, says Malcolm Petralik. Welcome over on Facebook, mate. Good to see you. Pleasure to have you here. And these times should be better for you as well, because you'll be home from work, obviously, which is great. So you'll be able to tune into both trivia sessions. Yes, Kick-Ass. I'll definitely have to put it on the view list. Maybe I'll check if it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I'll have a look for it. So we have those accounts here. But yeah, known as a news reporter who is constantly trying to beat her competitors to a story, she's considered a sidekick to 4 special types of ninjas. Number 6 started as a clumsy sidekick that turned into a supervillain who actually succeeded in wiping out 90% of the world's superhero population. What? That's crazy. Who did that? Started as a clumsy sidekick that turned into a supervillain who actually succeeded in wiping out 90% of the world's superhero population. And Karen Graham, hello to you too. It's great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to have you. Good to have all of you here. But I want to give you a shout out if you send a comment in, because I know people tend to just want to watch and lurk and play silently. That's totally cool and welcome. I will not give you guys shout outs if you don't need it, but I do welcome you. All of you, whoever you all are watching, I appreciate you being here and I hope you guys enjoy it and have fun with this trivia. But if you want to have some engagement, I encourage chatting in the comments and I will happily read them out and get some engaging going on. That's always good fun and I appreciate that too. So yeah, that's question number 6 now. We're moving on, getting back up to speed now that we got that issue with me getting kicked out of trivia, right? That's funny. For a while, someone had a sidekick, Terra, before and while she was a member of the Teen Titans. Another sidekick to the same character is Wintergreen. So for a while, someone had a sidekick, Terra, before and while she was a member of the Teen Titans. Another sidekick to the same character is Wintergreen. So you have to tell me the name of this character who had this sidekick. Now, sidekick and henchman, it's interesting because there are some different definitions saying that villains don't really have sidekicks. It's more henchmen and stuff. Some of them can be classified as it, but mostly they're henchmen. Hence, the old sidekicks and henchmen labeling. So we include some both on that. Got to include on both sides here. So we're doing, wow, I've just got totally unfocused. I think because the lights changed and now the camera's freaking out. I think that's the thing that messes with that. Come on, focus on me, or do I need to leave and then come back? Focus on the pretty lights behind me, Mr. Camera. That's right. As it changes, and then I'll come back in focus. Look at that. Fantastic. Yeah, I think because I've got it on the option that changes and fades in and out, the camera with autofocus tends to freak out on what to focus on. But yes, who made her debut in an episode of Batman, the animated series in the mid-90s, and was created for the show to be the Joker's henchgirl. Who made her debut in an episode of Batman the Animated Series in the mid-90s and was created for the show to be Joker's henchgirl. There we go, henchman, henchgirl. I guess that's a bit of a hint too. Narrows it down for you guys. Question number 9 now. Originally a weak, hunchbacked mutant with a superhuman leaping ability, who was Magneto's sniveling servant in the 1960s lineup of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants? Originally a weak, hunchbacked mutant with a superhuman leaping ability, who was Magneto's sniveling servant in the 1960s lineup of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants? Now, we'll also say, if you are a fan of the X-Men films at all, this character did feature in maybe at least one of them. So, that could help maybe narrow it down for you. Can't say I'm not a gracious host, I'm giving you some hints, guys. Giving you some hints. Don't tell the other guy. What other guy? Exactly. And question number 10, who is also known using other psychic aliases such as Red Hood, Nightwing, and Drake. Who is also known using other psychic aliases such as Red Hood, Nightwing, and Drake. That's question number 10. Now in a moment I'm going to bring up the question repeats, which will be 1 to 5, filling up the screen, and then 6 to 10, about 30 seconds, 45 seconds after that, and then we're going to launch into our first break of the evening. Once I get into the break screen, that's when I will close off the answer submission page, and I will start marking your answers. So, if you are done with all your answers, you can literally start your break now. That's totally fine. Or if you need to double check your answers, to the questions. They're about to come right up, and you can submit them as you do that. And then I will close off the answer submissions to round 1, do the marking in the break. We'll come back, go through the answers nice and quick. You'll be able to see the updated scoreboard on Trivia Rat as soon as I do it, or as I'm even marking it. Apparently it updates in real time, which is super cool. So you'll be able to see that as I'm doing it and when I'm done. And then we'll launch into round 2, which is all about a multiple choice round in regards to superhero pseudonyms, which is obviously their real names. Alright, so here come the question repeats for round 1, and then we're going to launch into a break. We'll be right back, guys.
I've been on my way up, now it's really far down. I don't think I'll feel it when I hit the ground. In October it feels like summertime. I keep falling for you like every night. Been communicating through satellites, yeah. It's black and white. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you come.
Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back. Just gonna close my door and let the AC unit chime down. That was that extra noise in the background there. We had to just move that AC unit back into the room, so it's a little bit cooler now. Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. I'm not gonna be sweating so much, which is great. But yeah, it's good to have you all back, and a nice one with all the teams playing tonight. So I'm going to do a quick team name readout, since we have the teams all up on Trivia Up, which is great. I also like seeing the creative names that you all come up with. So, without any in particular order, I'm just going to read them out. We have Trivs At Home with a Z. Nice one there, guys. So, Trivs At Home, welcome. Then we have Fig. We've also got Team Rabbit. Too Tired to Pay Attention. Super Thanks for Asking. Oh, the South Park reference, I get that. Then we've got Team Goop, Alien 2020, and Speed Racer. So, a good list of teams tonight. You guys are awesome. And Karen, were any of those names yours that I just read out? Oh, and did England beat us in the cricket today? Well, I haven't been following the cricket, unfortunately, for probably about 2 years now. Rock Ultra, so that's probably why England beat us, because Aussies were upset that I'm no longer supporting them, and they were so down about it that they lost to you guys. That's my reason as to why you beat us. But no, well done. I'm glad you guys got a win. But Karen, were any of those team names yours that I just read out? Yes, you typed in Trivs, Trivz, with a Z. Yes, so that is, if it's Trivs At Home, that is you, and you are in there, so that's great. You should be able to see now, guys, if you go to the Trivia Wrap, if you're still on the Trivia Wrap page, if you just scroll down, you should be able to see the scoreboard, and you guys can all see how you're actually doing after round 1, which is great. So you guys get live score updates, which is super awesome. So, now that we've done all that, what I'm going to do is go through the answers nice and quick before we move into round 2. So, let's go into it nice and quick, shall we? Hopefully I don't mute myself with doing this. So, known as Wally West, name the Flash's sidekick. That is Kid Flash. Kid Flash is what we're looking for question number 1. Number 2, consisting of 6 letters and starting with S. Name the sidekick of the Green Arrow. That is Speedy. Speedy is the sidekick of the Green Arrow. Now, if you guys were close with some of the names, I gave you half points. So, just be mindful if you were close. I didn't worry about spelling. As long as I could read the word and it was the correct answer, you got the full point. But if you were kind of close, or maybe they were known as another name or something, I gave you half a point if that was appropriate for the actual answer, okay? So just keep that in mind in regards to this. And Fancy Fig, you were completely guessing all of them, so job well done. You got 4. So I mean, heck, you did well in guessing. So maybe you should go buy a lotto ticket, because you seem to be quite lucky right now. And considering you're guessing, the next round is all multiple choice, which is even easier for you to guess. So I have high hopes for you for the next round as well, Fancy Fig. So there we go, if guessing is your thing. But yes, Falcon, real name Samuel Thomas Wilson, is the sidekick of which American hero? There's a hint of the answer. Captain America is what we're looking for number 3. Captain America. Karen Graham typed that trying to sign in instead of your honey bear name. That's okay, I liked it with Trivs At Home, that's fine, with a Z. That's totally cool. It's giving a shout out to what this is, which is, Trivs At Home over here with the S. Whoops. On this side. It's got a little silhouette of me as well, standing up against a ruler, which is really cool. Nice little detail there. Don't know if you guys can make it out on the screen, but it is there. But yes, so Captain America, number 3. Rock Ultra says they lost as they knew I would tell you about it, and you told them you were missing me So they lost just for you, so I came back. Yes, that's exactly why England beat Australia in the cricket. That's all because of our relationship issues going on in the past 2 weeks and that we've missed each other. And now we're back together again, which is awesome. So now the cricket can resume as normal, which means Australia will win, I guess. So in 2010, sleeper kick-ass actor Christopher Mintz-Plasse plays Red Mist. Red Mist is a character, the son of a mob boss who poses as a superhero in order to lure out Big Daddy and Hit Girl. And I have to try and see if I can watch that movie. Number 5, known as a news reporter who is constantly trying to beat her competitors to a story, she's considered a sidekick to 4 special types of ninjas. That would be April O'Neil. April O'Neil. Number 5, the ninjas were Ninja Turtles. There's 4 of them. Number 6, started as a clumsy sidekick that turned into a supervillain who actually succeeded in wiping out 90% of the superhero population. Well, there were multiple answers for this one, and someone actually got the full name, which I'm impressed with. There was Syndrome, Incrediboy, or Buddy Pine. Someone actually got Buddy Pine, which was quite impressive. Nice one. I would have gone with Syndrome or Incrediboy, but there you go. Buddy Pines from the Incredibles movie. So there you go. That's what this question was in relation to. So well done for those who got that answer correct. Number 7. For a while, someone had a sidekick, and that someone was Deathstroke. Deathstroke had a sidekick, Terra, before and while she was a member of the Teen Titans. Another sidekick to this same character is a Wintergreen. Number 8 now. Who made her debut in an episode of Batman, the animated series in the mid-90s, and was created for the show to be the Joker's hench girl? That would be Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn for number 8. Number 9, originally a weak hunchback mutant with a superhuman leap-in ability, who was Magneto's sniveling servant in the 1960s, lined up to the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. That would be Toad. Toad. Now, someone put Nightcrawler. I gave you half points for that because I could have been incorrect in saying that they were in the movies. Apparently, Nightcrawler and Toad are very similar, but they're not actually the same person. But if that was Nightcrawler in the movies and not Toad, then technically I maybe led you astray, but you still got half a point anyway. So whoever did submit Nightcrawler works out for you. Clumsy sidekick, I thought you were talking about myself. That's what I always do. I'm always talking about myself. Yeah, aren't you? See? That's how it works. Haha. A little bit crazy over here. So number 9 was Toad. And then number 10, I think Toad actually was, I don't know, maybe Toad was in the movie as well as Nightcrawler, I forget. Number 10, who was also known using other psychic aliases such as Red Hood, Nightwing, and Drake. The answer I was looking for was Robin, but I believe someone also put another Robin alias name in there, so you got points for that as well. So don't fret, you also got that because it's obviously another alias of Robin. So that's all the questions for round 1. So there you go, guys. Now we're moving into round 2, which, ta-da, the screen slightly changes a little bit. So it's still superheroes and supervillains up here, but now what we have is some multiple choice pseudonyms. Pseudonyms. What's a pseudonym? Well, pseudonym is pretty much like the real names of the superheroes. So obviously, the pseudonyms is there. The real names of the superheroes. You need to match the actual names of the aliases of the superheroes or supervillains to the actual villain superhero. You get it? You know what? If you don't, here comes the... you know what? I'm about to do game on. Game on. So game on is now activated. Haha! I remembered this time! Go me! So, we'll bring up question number 1 just for an example. Here we go. So, their real name is, or alias, is known as Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner. Is it Superman, Green Lantern, Iron Man, or the Hulk? So they have names such as Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, or Kyle Rayner. Brock Ultra says, my favorite round. That's right, pseudonyms. Pseudonyms. I like pseudonyms. I don't know why I'm saying it like this. Just seemed like a cool way to say it. Pseudonyms. But yes. So Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner. The character pseudonyms for which superhero? A, B, C, or D. Now with this one, you can either do A, B, C, or D as your answer submissions, or you can actually put the full answer. Totally up to you. Either will work. I will have the access to the answers anyway, so it's totally fine. Alright, question number 2 now. Bartholomew Henry Allen and Jason Peter Garrick. Do these names belong to Batman, Captain America, The Thing, or The Flash? Bartholomew Henry Allen, Jason Peter Garrick. Is it Batman, Captain America, The Thing, or The Flash? That's right. Good old superheroes, supervillains. It's always a good round. Good theme of trivia. I always like doing these ones. So many options and things you can do with them. So pseudonyms seemed like a fun one to do. Question number 3 now. Selena Kyle and Patience Phillips. Are those names related to Wonder Woman, Storm, Catwoman, or Hawkgirl? Selena Kyle or Patience Phillips? Wonder Woman, Storm, Catwoman, or Hawkgirl? Question number 3 here. Which one does these relate to? How cool is my little, like, background lights just changing colors and stuff? Super fun. And actually, like, it's a full little globe thing that just projects out massively, so ironically, because this wall setup is behind me, but above me, they're all projected on the roof and everything as well, and on the walls around me, because the barrier that we've got for this only goes just to cover the camera section, pretty much, to give the illusion that I'm in a secret room. But I'm not really. I'm in my main room. But I've just cornered it off for the camera purposes and made a cool little backdrop, which is this. But yeah, the lights are super cool and it just like projects everywhere. And if it's close enough to the window, which sometimes it is, it actually projects out onto the neighbor's house. So the neighbors get to have a party for free. They get free party lights. You're welcome, neighbors! That's right. Number 4, Dr. Edward Nigma. Dr. Edward Nigma. Is it Dr. Octopus, the Riddler, Dr. Manhattan, or Mr. Fantastic? Dr. Edward Nigma. Dr. Edward Nigma. You know what's awesome too? This is the first time doing this without the headphones plugged in because I was worried about feedback issues, but because I had a trial with a kids trivia host company earlier today, I had to do it over Zoom and I couldn't do the headphones option, so I had to work around that. And now I figured out how to do it without needing to have the headphones plugged in here either. So I can now listen to chimes and stuff that happen on the computer, if it does happen, while I'm doing trivia or any sort of noise. And the microphones will give me feedback. Although if it does, if the microphone acts weird, let me know in the comments, because I just have the not to let me know personally. But you guys shouldn't get feedback. Number 5, Charles Francis Xavier. Rocket Raccoon, Elongated Man, Professor X, or Deadpool? Charles Francis Xavier, Rocket Raccoon, Elongated Man, Professor X, or Deadpool? I'm loving the kilobytes per second. I think it was last week. We were sitting on like 200, 100 kilobytes per second. It was super laggy. I don't know why. Like, internet just gets crazy sometimes. It was super laggy, and now we're back up to a constant 1600 kilobytes per second, which is great fun. Sounds good. Very Australian. That is, right? Very Australian. Just like me. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Alright, question number 6 now. Let's move into it. Over the halfway point, Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot. What a name. Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot. Is it the Penguin, the Joker, Two-Face, or Mr. Freeze? I'll give you a hint. It's a Batman villain. My niece and nephew go to St. Francis Xavier School. What? For real? That's a cool name of a school. I'd love to go to a school named very similarly to a maybe superhero from the previous question. That'd be super cool. I went to Knox Gardens. That's not a superhero name. It was a good school. Had great teachers and cool friends and stuff. But I didn't have a cool name. Yes, Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot. A, B, C, or D, one of those Batman villains. Number 7, Victor Von Doom. Victor Von Doom, the Hulk, Galactus, Doctor Doom, or Steel? Victor Von Doom. That's right, broadcasting this out on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. So welcome to all of you on all of those platforms. Pleasure to have you all here. Hope it's all coming through A-OK, and appreciate all of you playing along at home right now. Pretty much came up with these because, well, I am normally a trivia host in live venues, but because of Corona, it's a little bit trickier to do. And Rock Doctor says, just gave the answer to me last round. Did I? Did I? I don't know what I did last round. I forget. Last round was so, like, 10 minutes ago. Number 8 now. Natalia Alanova Romanova Shotchkova. Wow. Wow. Is that Black Widow, Storm, Mystique, or Goat-Faced Girl? Fun fact, Goat-Faced Girl is actually a superhero or supervillain. I didn't just throw that in there as a random answer. Sometimes I throw random answers in these multiple choice questions because it's fun to do, and I like making puns and jokes. But then I stumbled across this one, and I went, that actually sounds like it would be a joke answer from me. But secretly, it's not. There actually is, I can't remember if it's a villain or a hero now, but yeah, there is a hero or villain titled Goat-Faced Girl. That's, like, the most uncreative... Like, how could you not even come up with a name for a character like that? That's... I don't know, it sounds like a parody. It just doesn't, like, totally lazy writing. Can't even come up with a name. Or is it Natalia Alanova Romanova Shoshkova? And then they're like, you know what? That name's already hard enough, let's just call her Ghostface Girl. And maybe that's what the answer is. I can't tell you yet, because it's not answer time. Number 9, Paula Irving. Is it Poison Ivy, Enchantress, Lady Deathstrike, or Emerald Empress? Paula Irving, Poison Ivy, Enchantress, Lady Deathstrike, or Emerald Empress. See? These are cool names. Poison Ivy, wicked name. Enchantress sounds cool and, like, exotic. Lady Deathstrike sounds, like, commanding and scary and evil. Emerald Empress sounds epic as well. See? These are names. Goat-Faced Girl. Come on, man. Who did that? Let me talk to those people. How did they get that job? Seriously. And it does sound very made up. It totally sounds very made up. Alright, and number 10 now. Goddess of Death, the Death Queen, Mistress of the Darkness, or Miss Helja. Or Hala, or Helja? Hala? Maybe the J is silent, maybe it's Hudja, and the L is silent. I don't know, or maybe I do know, but I'm trying to throw you off the answer. Is it Talia Al Ghul, Julia Dent, Hela, or Killer Frost? See? Also cool names. Goat-Faced Girl. So disappointed. I wonder if there's actually like a movie or anything. Like, imagine being cast for that. You're like, sick! Superhero, supervillain movie. This will be amazing. I want to have this really cool name and have cool powers. And it's like, yes, so you're going to be cast as a Goat-Faced Girl? Like, what? But that's her power? No, that's her name. What even is that? Seriously. I don't know why I can't let this go. I'll let it go once we move on from this round, I guess. That's just me not letting it go. Alright, so as usual, guys, question repeats coming right up after this in case you need them. Then we'll go into another break for round 2. What I'll do, I'll throw some Rebus puzzles up on the break screen as well, so you guys feel free to throw in the comments of what the Rebus puzzle answers are. It's kind of like word picture combination puzzles, so you try and figure out what they mean. So I'll put them up on the break screen for this one after the question repeats. But in the meantime, here come question repeats and we're going to a break. I'll then close off the answer submissions and mark them. Then we'll come back, go through the answers, and then we'll move into round 3, which is a picture round. Very exciting stuff. We'll see you soon, guys. Why, hello ladies and gents, we are back, and that one was a much quicker round to mark, much easier. Much easier. Karen, you're saying I got no 6, got no 7, as in you got the answer to those, or you weren't able to submit them? Oh, Karen, no, you post, oh, you mean for the Rebus puzzles, the break puzzle. You're talking about the break puzzle. If you want to just post them in the comments, it's just a little fun thing that I put in for you guys to do during the breaks while I'm marking. So that Rebus puzzle up on the break screen, that's just a little fun for you to do. It's not anything that contributes towards your points. It's just a little bit of gloating thing and to keep the brain working, that kind of thing. So yeah, you just post them in the comments and I'll just read some of them out and then be like, hey, such and such put answers for this, and then people will be like, oh, I totally get it now, because it'll be up on the next break screen, and then they'll be like, oh, I see how that matches and that goes together. So yeah, if you guys want to put the answers to the Rebus puzzles in the chat, that is totally fine. So for example, the 7th one was 1 in a million. So there you go, the 1 in a million. Rock Ultra says he's got a bail. That's okay, mate. I appreciate you hanging around. I know it is like silly o'clock where you are over in the UK, like 3 or maybe 4 a.m. now. So I appreciate you hanging around and getting amongst it. But yeah, always a pleasure having you here, mate, and hopefully see you tomorrow as well. So it'd be great to have you here and great to have you back. Enjoy your sleep, and I will catch you tomorrow, mate. Look after yourself, and yeah, be well. But for now, for those who are still here, let's go through the answers to round number 2, shall we? So I haven't muted myself, which is great. The background music's just chilling, so it's not too loud, which is awesome. Alright, so question number 1 was Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, and Carl Rayner. The answer for this was Green Lantern. Green Lantern is the one we're looking for question number 1. Number 2, Bartholomew Henry Allen and Jason Peter Garrick. This would be D, The Flash. D, The Flash for number 2. Number 3, Selena Kyle and Patience Phillips is C for Catwoman. C for Catwoman for number 3 there. Number 4, Dr. Edward Nigma, or Dr. Enigma. Enigma, it was a joke in the film, I believe. Rock Up says, Def, see you tomorrow. Awesome, and with your family. Your family are totally welcome. It'll be great to have you guys here. Looking forward to it. And it's a sports round. With cricket and everything else, so it is right up your alley, mate. So good to see you, and it'll be good to see your family too. So yes, Dr. Enigma is the Riddler for number 4. Number 5, Charles Francis Xavier is Professor X from the X-Men. So C, Professor X for number 5. Number 6, Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot, wicked sounding name, is the name for the Penguin. The Penguin for number 6. Number 7, Victor Von Doom. This was an easy one and you all got it correct. It was C, Dr. Doom. Or for those who submitted answers, it was C, Dr. Doom. Number 8, Natalia Alanova Romanova Shotskakova. Ironically, all of you either put in A, B, or C. No one even tried to say Goat-Faced Girl. So even after all my claiming of Goat-Faced Girl, no one thought, you know what, Jeremy's totally just running amok with this. It's clearly the answer. Well, it's not the answer. It was A, it's Black Widow. But no one even tried to do Goat-Faced Girl. Now I feel even more sorry for that character. Oh dear. Oh dear. Number 9, Paula Irving. Number 9, Paula Irving is indeed Poison Ivy. So A, Poison Ivy. And then number 10, Goddess of Death, the Death Queen, Mistress of the Darkness, Miss Helja, is also Hela. Hela for C there. C for number 10. So there we go. Those are the answers to round 2. Now, without further ado, let's move on into round 3, which is a picture round. It's all going to be about weapons and props. Weapons and props that different heroes or villains use. So what you need to do, pictures of the props are pretty much going to appear where my lovely face is. So I'm going to have to move this lovely face over to the side so it doesn't get blocked off, obviously. And then you're going to need to tell me whose prop It is, alright? So whose weapon or prop is what we're going to be doing. I knew that... Oh, fancy fig. I knew that last one just because I knew Norse mythology. That's super rad. That's super rad that you know that. I literally knew it because... Well, obviously, apart from the fact that I looked for the questions and whatnot. But, no, I just know it from the Thor movies. But that's super cool that you actually know Norse mythology. That's super rad. Did you, like, study it? Or is it just something that you were, like... Oh, sorry, study it, like, in school? Or was it just something that you just wanted to look into because it just seemed interesting? Because I know a lot of people just read up on it because it's such a cool just thing to read up on. I haven't, but I would maybe do it once I get through the plenty of books that I already have at the moment. I'm currently reading fictional stuff on the Complete Wheel of Time series from Robert Jordan, and there's about 17 books, and I'm on, like, book 5, so I'm not reading anything new for a little while just yet. But that's super cool that you are reading about Norse mythology. That's super duper cool. Alright, so I'm going to go over to the game screen and click on Game On. Well, first off, New Round. And then I'm going to click on Game On. So you guys will be able to start submitting answers for round 3 when the first question comes up. Fansfix says, nah, I learned it from the game Age of Mythology back in the day. Oh, you're a gamer. Wicked. I actually think I remember that game of Age of Mythology. They were kind of like the Civilization kind of style games, right? I think it was Civilization. I can't remember the name of it now. It sounds like it's almost like Civilization, but that kind of genre of game. I remember reading about those and seeing those. They look super cool. Super duper cool. So that's cool. See, who says you can't learn things with games? Games are amazing. Alright, let's move into the round now. We have this weapon or prop here. I want to know whose it is. Who wields this weapon or prop? Who wields this weapon or prop? I'm about to start my little question timer. That's also what I've been doing and helping these last couple of weeks, is putting up a timer and trying to keep the questions down to about 30 to 40 seconds each, so that way we get through this quicker. It doesn't drag on as long. Short and sweet, just like me. Hey, hey. So yes, whose weapon or prop is this one here? Again, if you don't know, have a guess. Have a guess. Who do you think would wield or hold this weapon? Feel free for funny answers in the comments if you like, but remember, no spoilers. Question number 2 now. We're similar with the rod-looking side of things. However, it's a different shape, different length, different style, different tip at the end. Whose weapon or prop is this one? Can you tell me the answer? Question number 2. Whose weapon or prop is this one? This one might be a little bit trickier than the first one. First one, a little bit easier. This one, a little bit trickier. I try and range the difficulties a little bit over the place, so some are harder than others obviously. Depends on your knowledge of superhero, supervillain, props, and weapons. Speaking of difficulty levels, this one should be relatively easy. I know when I come closer, it's because the light is right here. So I put my hand in front of it. That doesn't look as bright, but then as soon as I do that, bam! Beaming light that I have set up. It's a little tiny ring light. It's meant to be for your phone, but it works really well for the laptop stuff. We've got a massive ring light, but that's too big to put with the TV and everything else. But yeah, whose weapon or prop is this one for number 3? Much easier one there. And of course, number 4, this one. Whose weapon or prop is this? That's right. Picture rounds are always fun. And I also figured out with OBS, like, I mean, I always love the fact that we pretty much learn something new every day. And I love that now with OBS, it was only, like, last week that I learned that every time, in regards to, like, entering text questions and stuff, I didn't realize that you could set custom text extents, which was literally would map out the box and the sizing of it. And however much text you entered into it, it would automatically adjust it and fit it in there accordingly. I used to always manually alter and change the sizing and length and width and everything of each question, and it used to take me hours to put them in. And I was like, there's got to be a quick way to do this. And then I finally figured it out. Someone in WWE says Karen Graham. Yes, I could totally see someone in WWE wearing this weapon or prop. That is a brilliant joke answer. I like it, Karen Graham. I like it a lot. Well done. Number 5, we got this one here. I had to do some photo editing on this one to remove a little bit of logos and stuff that may have given it away. But I also, since I did that, I sharpened the image a little bit. So that way it's a little bit more detailed for you guys while you're looking. Try and figure out whose weapon or prop is that. Yes, we'll speak. There you go. Karen and Malcolm are both on the same page with the previous one in the WWE. Malcolm said Rey Mysterio for the helmet earlier. I could totally see Rey doing that. Except his is like the little luchador. His is like the full pull-on thing. Not like a metallic helmet. That would be... I mean, it would be epic. But, yeah, if you took some crazy hits with that, it would kind of... I don't know. I don't know if it'd be worse or better for you. Wearing a crazy metal helmet. But yeah, number 5, who's wearing a prop is this one. Number 6, I was a huge wrestling fan back in the day. Number 6, whose weapon of prop is this one. Number 6 here, halfway through now. Well, over halfway. But yeah, I was a huge wrestling fan growing up as a kid in school and high school. Friends of mine used to hire the pay-per-view events when we had cable TV, when that was new and exciting in Australia at the time. And we'd go over after school. I don't think we skipped school, did we? Maybe I'm just saying that because my mum's currently watching this stream, so I don't want to admit to it. Although then again, maybe I did skip school. I don't care. Whatever, Mum. That was years ago. I did what I want. I was still a good kid. I don't know. Maybe we skipped school. I can't remember. Or maybe we left early. Or maybe we watched it after school. I'm pretty sure most of the time we watched it after school. We taped it and watched it after school. I don't think I really skipped school that often. I was a good kid for the most part. But yeah, so I used to watch WWE pay-per-view events, which was super cool. We'd go out and get all like the snacks and like drinks and then just sit there for 3 hours watching wrestling. And then there was the Tuesday Night Raw and WCW as well, and it was craziness. I loved it. Had videotapes of all the old school WrestleManias from like the 90s. Yep, VCR videotapes, guys. That's how far back I'm going. Number 7, another prop, which is a long rod looking one, similar to the first two. But different shape, different tips at the end. Or ends. I think I still have some of that. I don't know if I ended up getting rid of those wrestling tapes before I moved over here. I remember seeing them and thinking, wow, I still have these. I may have thrown them out, or I don't know. But yeah, like WrestleMania, like 1993, like crazy way back. Way back, way back. Good times. Back in the days of amazing wrestlers. Okay, so whose weapon of prop is this one for number 7? I do love editing these photos too to make it, you know, fit on the screen enough and a decent quality so you guys can actually make out what things are. Number 8, this one here. Mum says still have every video. Oh, well, there you go. Still have every video. So we do have them then. I didn't end up getting rid of them. They were in that tub under my bed. Or the drawer, or tub, I can't remember which one it was. Maybe both. They might be worth something if they still work. Whose weapon of prop is this one? Number 8 there. Number 9. We have a few on the screen for this one. A little bit of variety. Try and narrow it down for you. Help you out. You only have to recognize one of them. Tell me whose weapon or prop it is. Question number 9. See, picture rounds are exciting. Multiple choice are exciting. Text space are exciting. And then we've got a confidence round at the end of this, after this as well, which is a little bit different too. So for those who are new, I'll explain that when we get to it. But for now, number 10, our final picture for the picture round, weapon, props, superhero, supervillain themed trivia. Whose weapon or prop is this? It's got a bit of a close-up of the handle on the top of the prop. Maybe that's a bit of a hint. The colour could also be a hint. Now again, we'll come up with question repeats, so it'll be the pictures 1 to 5, and then 6 to 10, just like the questions in the previous question repeats. Then we'll go into another break. The Rebus puzzles will be back up there, so feel free to do those if you're looking for something to do during the break. And feel free to comment your answers if you like, and I'll read them out when we get back from the break. Otherwise, enjoy your break, guys, because yeah, I mean, why not have fun? Enjoy your break. That's what you're meant to do. But yeah, so question repeats. Then we go into another break. Then we come back with the answers to round 3 before moving into our final round, round 4, which is the confidence round. I'll explain how that works when we get to it. So don't forget, if you haven't played before, I go through a big explanation so you guys know how it works. But for now, we'll be back soon. Hello, ladies and gents. We are back. You may be hearing my AC slowly, and now it's gone off. Because it's a little bit noisy, so I don't want to have that on in the background while I'm doing this. I would love to have it on. I really would. But it would interfere with the sound, and then you guys wouldn't be able to hear me properly, and then it would be kind of like sad and stuff. So no, I'm keeping it as is, and I'm going to tilt that down a little bit. I'm sitting down in the chair now, so I wanted to have a bit of a seat, so now I've changed the camera angle slightly. Because my feet were just getting sore, and I wanted to have a seat. Alright, so, good job on sending the answers through. Guys, this is a very close game of trivia. I don't know if you've seen the updated scores, but I'm going to read them out. We have, going from the bottom to the top, Alien 2020 on 4, Super Thanks for Asking on 6, Goop on 7.5, Too Tired to Pay Attention 1 on 9. I added your points together because I saw that you added the one that came back in again, which was great. Then we had Speed Racer on 11.5, Rabbit and Trivs At Home both on 16, with Fig on 17. It is tight for those top spots, which is really good, moving into the last round too. So, very nice work. And, according to the Rebus puzzles, we have a few more answers. We had Finger in the Pie, Small Chips or Small Potatoes, Too Funny for Words, and Grey Matter as in Disney. And yes, Fancy Pig, you're doing well. You are doing quite well for a first timer. Your guesses are absolutely dominating. But since you are new, this round especially needs a bit of an explanation for you after we go through the answers. Round 4 is a bit of a different round, so I'll explain how that works momentarily. But for now, let's quickly go through the answers to the questions. I'm going to have to lean over slightly. So, question number 1, this prop belonged to Loki. Loki for number 1. Number 2, this one here was Stargirl. Stargirl for number 2. Number 3 now. We have this, which is all for Iron Man. Iron Man for number 3. Then we have number 4, which not for Rey Mysterio Jr. or a WWE wrestler, but nice answers. It's actually Magneto's. Magneto's. I was expecting a Shredder. No one put Shredder from the Ninja Turtles. But that's also incorrect anyway, but I thought maybe that would be some confusion. Number 5, I love the different ways you all spell Mystique. I think only one person spelled it correct, which is Mystique. But even if you didn't spell it correctly, you still got it correct if I knew that's what you were doing. So job well done. I think there were 3 variations, so nicely done. Number 6, this is Thanos. Thanos' Gauntlet. If anyone's has seen the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, you'll know about this. Number 7, whose weapon or prop is this? This is Aquaman! Aquaman for number 7. Number 8, whose weapon or prop is this? Now, some of you said some Ninja Turtles, which is very close, but they are actually nunchuck looking, but they're Daredevils. They're Daredevil's nunchucks, guys. Daredevils. So, not the Ninja Turtles, unfortunately. Number 9, whose weapon or prop is this? This is Wonder Woman. And then number 10, we have whose weapon or prop is this? This is the Joker. It's the Joker's cane for number 10. So, job well done, guys. And now I can lean back and get that bright light out of my face. You know what? I actually have my towel just down here. Wipe a little bit of that forehead sweat. Come on, light. Stop being so bright on me, man. I think if I turn it down, because I think actually if I turn it off, look what happens if I turn it off. Now I'm like, ooh, nighttime disco. Actually, this isn't too bad. I'm getting a little bit blue from the monitor. But maybe I'll just try with this for a while. This doesn't look too bad. Or do you prefer with the light on? Do you prefer to be blinded by Jeremy's light? Although now that I'm sitting really close, it's kind of... Maybe I'll turn it up while I'm sitting. If I do the standing option again, I'll put it back on. Because when I go further back, I tend to get darker and disappear. Alright, so now that we've done round 3, round 4 now is called the confidence round. So the way this round works is a little bit different from previous rounds. So Karen says light off, good work. Travis says, shouldn't I be on 16.5? I think you got a half point for something. I can't remember what it was for, but you got a half point for something, so maybe that put you on 16? I don't know what you're thinking I should have been on 16.5 for. Or maybe I gave you a half point because one of your answers was wrong. Oh no, you said... Oh, that's right. I think if it was you that said the Joker or the Riddler for the cane, I gave you half a point because you can't submit 2 answers. 2 answers is cheating. Otherwise, you could just be like, I'm submitting 43 different answers, and if one of them is right, you get the full point. No, if that was you who did the Joker and or the Riddler for your answer, I gave you half a point because one of them was correct. You can't submit more than 1 answer. You have to choose one or the other. So that's why you got the 0.5 instead of the full point. I'm pretty sure that was you, Rabbit. So there's the answer to your question. And Festa is better. Festa is better from which one? Festa? Festa? Which Festa? I don't know what Festa is. And Grigor, welcome! Yes, indeed, this is exactly what happened to him after GOT. Good stuff, mate. A pleasure to see you. We're doing some trivia if you feel like playing along. But yes, Rabbit, that is indeed what happened with your trivia. So, well, it is the confidence round, which is our final round of the trivia. So what it's going to be is 10 random questions, still based around superhero or supervillains. Superhero and supervillains themed, but now random questions. So it's not just going to be about like weapons or props or pseudonyms or something like that like previous rounds. So it's going to be 10 random questions and you're going to rank your answers from 10 to 1. 10 being the highest and the most confident from 1, and then 1 being the lowest and least confident. So what that means is that each rank number you put next to each of your answers, for each correct answer, those are the points that you get for that answer. So say for whatever question number 3 is, you put an answer in and you're like, you know what, I'm pretty confident with this, I'm going to put an 8 next to it. If you get it correct, you get 8 points just for that correct answer there. So that's what the confidence round is about. Oh, Adam's family, I look like Uncle Fester, yeah, with the bright light, because I'm super white and I'm bald. Like Uncle Fester. Now I get it. Malcolm, I appreciate that, yes. The Addams Family, Uncle Fester. I could also cosplay him. I love figuring out different bald people that I could cosplay now that I have a shaved head. That's always good. There's so many characters I want to cosplay. But yes, so back to the explanation. So, you rank your answers 10 to 1. You can only use each number once. So, the most confident answer that you give, once you put a 10 onto it, the next highest number you can put next to it is a 9. Then an 8. Then a 7. Then a 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way down to 1. Peppy over there says, do you stream somewhere else or just on Twitch? I'm doing this also on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube. So that's where I am, but feel free to like and subscribe, and that way you can keep up to date with my trivia streams. I also do some home workouts and some game streams as well on my Twitch channel. Peppy over there on Twitch, but yes, I also do this. This is currently going out on Facebook, as well as Twitch, as well as YouTube, as well as Twitter. The Facebook and Twitter is also the People's Dwarf, the username web URL. So it's the same as what it is on Twitch, obviously just for Facebook and for that. So if you want to follow me on that as well, you can totally do that too. But yes, so you're ranking answers from 10 to 1 for each one. That's what we're doing. Possible 55 points you can get just in this round alone. So big points round was what it is. And no, it isn't, Mr. Grigor. No, it is not, because that is the actual definition of what I am. I am the People's Dwarf. I literally call myself the People's Dwarf, so it is not offensive. A dwarf is what I am. So you're literally talking about the textbook definition. I have a form of dwarfism, just like, say, Tyrion Lannister, or actually Peter Dinklage, but the character Tyrion Lannister, and a few other famous dwarves and little people, and no doubt maybe other dwarves and little people that you've seen out and about. But there are forms of dwarfism, so calling someone a dwarf is not offensive at all. It's literally from the definition of the type of medical condition that we have. So hopefully that answers your question, mate, and anyone else who's watching. There you go, a little random fun fact, totally not trivia related to superhero and supervillains, but I guess still trivia and fun facts, that's what it's for. But yes, so trivia, round 4, confidence round. When you're putting your answers in, now when you're doing these on triviarat.com, when you are entering your answers like you've done for the previous rounds, what I need you to do is when you enter your answer to the question, put a space or a dash and then put your rank number next to it. So then that way when I see the submission, I can add the points accordingly, alright? So make sure whatever you put for your answers, you put a space or a dash and then put the rank number in that answer as well, please, alright? So that way I know what rank number you're giving each of your answers so I can give you the correct points, because there's a big points round for the confidence round. So what I'm going to do now is go over to triviarat.com. For those who want to jump in for this last round, jump onto triviarat.com and then you can go into player login and you can enter the room code Trivs At Home, which here, if you haven't seen, it's also on, which side am I looking at? The screen here, so triviarat.com, room code Trivs At Home, enter your team name, and you can join in for this last round. 55 points up for grabs, so it's a big game-changing round, this last one here. And yes, I do get the strength buff, and that's also because I train, mate. So good times. That's why I also do fitness videos as well on Twitch. So feel free to subscribe. And, well, thank you, Travis, saying that I am your superhero. See, look at that. The support from everybody is amazing. You're all awesome. Everyone on all these platforms watching right now, you're all amazing. I love you. You're great. You are awesome. Super fun. So, I'm going to access the game on for the last round of trivia on the Trivia Rat page. So if you want to jump on in, you can do that. Remember, triviarat.com. Then go into the room code Trivs At Home. Enter your team or player name, and you will be taken in. You'll be able to see the scoreboard, and then you can begin entering your answers. What I'm going to do now is bring up the timer, so that way we can time the questions accordingly as we're going through them, and as I'm asking them. That's going to be a little bit out of focus, but that's alright, it'll come back and fix itself. Question number 1. Beast, a genius superhero, is the medical doctor in what team? Beast, a superhero, a genius superhero, is the medical doctor in what team? I'm going to jump off the stool for a bit, and that'll come back in, and that'll put me in focus. Maybe I'll tilt the camera a bit now that I've stood up. Kind of like walking around as well during the trivia, so I can get to like dance, have a bit of fun with it. That's what we're doing here, guys, having some fun with some Trivs. Trivs at Home is fun for everyone. So Beast, the genius superhero, is the medical doctor in what team? Question number 1. Question number 2 now. Which member of the Fantastic Four has the tagline as, "It's clobberin' time"? Which member of the Fantastic Four has the tagline as, "It's clobberin' time"? This is kind of a multiple choice question. There's literally a member in the Fantastic Four. There's only 4 of them. You need to tell me which one it is. It's kind of multiple choice if you know who the Fantastic Four are. That'll help you guys out. But yeah, which member of the Fantastic Four has the tagline, "It's clobberin' time"? Question number 2 there. Number 2. Question number 3 now. Debuting in 1965, which superhero is also known as Goliath and Ronan? Goliath Strongman. That's my Strongman character name. For my professional Strongman performance that I do. There you go, the guy that was on Twitch. Grigor. I do a professional Strongman show, actually. Strongest small man in the world. Stage name is Goliath. So there you go. Fun fact, you can look that up on YouTube. Check out some clips. Debuting in 1965, which superhero is also known as Goliath and Ronan? Number 3. Number 4. Which newspaper does Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, spoiler, work for? That would be kind of weird if you like tuned into a superhero, supervillain trivia and you didn't know the real identity of Spider-Man and I just ruined it for you. That would be... Actually, I'd be really surprised how you didn't know. If you knew Spider-Man but didn't know the actual name of the person. That's crazy. But yeah, which newspaper does Spider-Man, Peter Parker, work for? The newspaper company. What's the name of it? Remember when you're putting your answers in, remember to put the rank number next to it, okay? So say whatever, if an example for this answer here, if you put the Jolly Roger, put a space or a dash and then put 6 or 3 or whatever rank number you wish to use for this answer, okay? Question number 5. Venom looks like an evil version of which superhero? Venom looks like an evil version of which superhero? Venom looks like an evil version of which superhero? Dun, 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 dun. There we go. And if you like the trivia, guys, remember we got a little tip jar down here. You can show us some little monetary love if you love my random banter, humor, dancing, random questions, all the fun stuff here. If you enjoyed yourself, feel free, you can jump onto the PayPal me /Jeremy-Hallam US or Venmo Jeremy-Hallam as well. Risa Mays is on there when she does singing. She'll be performing after my trivia tomorrow night. So not tonight's trivia, but tomorrow night, you're going to get a live performance from Risa May. Pretty amazing stuff. You get trivia and a live singing performance? Dang! Sign me up! I mean, I'll be there. I've got no choice. I'm hosting it. Dun, dun. Number 6. What caused the permanent damage on one side of Two-Face's face? It almost looks like a Rebus puzzle. What caused the permanent damage on one side of Two-Face's face? What caused the permanent damage on one side of Two-Face's face? Number 6. And to keep track, you can only use each rank number once. You can't just put 10s on everything. Once you've used your highest rank number, the next one you have to use is a 9, then an 8, then a 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Possible 55 points you can get in this round alone. Remember, we still don't deduct points. So if you get it wrong, you're not going to lose that many points. You just don't get the points, okay? So big points up for grabs in this round. And it's always the last round too. Hence the question's a little bit trickier. What does Brainiac do to the worlds he encounters? What does Brainiac do to the worlds he encounters? Brainiac, what does he do to the worlds he encounters? What does Brainiac do to the world he encounters? The worlds he encounters. Question number 8 now. Ensabanur, believed to be the first mutant in existence, is known by what other name? Ensabanur, believed to be the first mutant in existence, is known by what other name? Superhero, supervillains theme, guys. Hope you've all been having a super time. Super, and One Piece fans in the house. Frankie, super. That's his tagline, catchphrase. Ensabanur, believed to be the first mutant in existence, is known by what other name? That's right, that's his pseudonym. Look at that, a pseudonym question. Like from round 2, but now in round 4. Question 9. Darren Cross, the arch-nemesis of Ant-Man, has what supervillain name? Darren Cross, the arch-nemesis of Ant-Man, has what supervillain name? Question number 9 here. Almost near the end, guys. Crucial points up for grabs for this round. Game-changing. And it is very close between the top 3 teams at the moment. Literally a point between them. It's tied for second, with first only a point ahead. Good stuff, good stuff. And last question for the night. Who is the father of Nebula and Gamora? Who is the father of Nebula and Gamora? Question number 10 there. That's right. Some of the confidence round, usually they're meant to be really, really tricky, but I tend to throw some easy ones in there because I'm a nice host. I like giving points away, just giving them like money. Just shaving them all out. Take those points, guys. Take them. Do what you want with them. Cash them in for points. For trivia. Yeah. That's what you're doing. Yes, who's the father of Nebula and Gamora? Now, question repeats will once again pop up on the screen, so you can double check your answers and the rank score. Remember, if you're doing it on Trivia Rat on the answers enter sheet, you can jump to different questions as well if you want to go back and change your answer or your rank numbers that you've used. Remember, you can only use each rank number once. No, just putting 10 on all of them, otherwise you will not be getting points, okay? So you have to do it properly, otherwise no points will be awarded to you. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Use each number once for the 10 questions. And you'll get the rank score as points for correct answers. Alright? So, what we're going to do now is throw up the question repeats for the last round. And then we're going to go into a break. I'll be marking all the answers, obviously, again. It'll be a little bit longer because it's a little bit more math involved, but not too much longer. And then we'll come back from the break and we'll go through the answers and then announce the winners for tonight's Superhero and Supervillains Trivia. But in the meantime, guys, we'll be right back.
I've been on my way up, now it's really far down. I don't think I'll feel it when I hit the ground. In October it feels like summertime. I keep falling for you like every night. Been communicating through satellites, yeah. It's black and white. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day. Like day by day. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day. Like day by day. You're the only sunset that I'll never forget. Red and orange sorbet, like it is the best yet. In October it feels like summertime. I keep falling for you like every night. Been communicating through satellites, yeah. It's black and white. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day. Like day by day. I'm all up in the clouds when when I'm pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day. Like day by day. I'm all up in the clouds when I'm pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day. Like day by day.
Alright, ladies and gents, we are back. I have finished telling up the scores. I'm going to go through the answers now, so you guys can hear what the answers are before we announce tonight's winner. So, let's get right on into it. Question number 1 was Beast, a genius superhero, is a medical doctor in what team? That would be the X-Men. The X-Men for question number 1. Number 2, which member of the Fantastic Four has the tagline as, "It's clobberin' time"? Well, that is The Thing. The Thing for number 2. Number 3, debuting in 1965, which superhero is also known as Goliath and Ronan? That would be Hawkeye. Hawkeye is also known as Goliath and Ronan. Number 4, which newspaper does Spider-Man / Peter Parker work for? That would be the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle for number 4 there. Number 5 now, Venom looks like an evil version of which superhero? Well, that would be Spider-Man. He looks like an evil Spider-Man. Number 6, what caused the permanent damage on one side of Two-Face's face? I don't know which side it is, because I don't have a picture in front of me and I forget, because it's been a while since I've seen the Batmans. But it's acid. Acid is what caused it for number 6. Number 7, what does Brainiac do to the worlds he encounters? He shrinks and steals them. He shrinks them and steals them. So, unfortunately, no one got the answer to that one. So, he shrinks and steals them, number 7. Number 8, En Sabanur, believed to be the first mutant in existence, is known by what other name? That would be Apocalypse. Apocalypse for number 8. I think no one got that one either. Number 9, Darren Cross, the arch nemesis of Ant-Man, has what supervillain name? That would be a Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket for number 9. And number 10, who is the father of Nebula and Gamora? That is indeed Thanos. Or Thanos. So those are the answers to all the trivia questions for round 4. Karen Graham, thank you again for another great game. A pleasure to have you here, and thanks for tuning in. And she says, happy Father's Day to all the dads tomorrow. I believe that's in Australia, which is, yes, from where I'm from. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there in Australia for tomorrow. To all of you, and of course my dad, most definitely, number 1, and then everyone else's dads. So, of course, there you go, giving everyone a happy Father's Day. Well, Dad and Malcolm, actually, because I have a stepdad as well. So, Dad and Malcolm, boom, happy Father's Day to the both of you and everyone else's dads. There you go. Now I've done it. Alright, so, without further ado, now we have the scores to the trivia for the night. So, we had, unfortunately, Dog chimed in a little bit late, but on 0 points. But that's okay, thanks for tuning in, Dog. Then we had Alien 2020 on 4 points. Super, thanks for asking, on 6 points. Then we had Too Tired to Pay Attention on 9 points. Trivs At Home with a Z on 25 points. Job well done there. We're climbing up the ladder now. Goop on 34.5 points. Job well done to them. Great score. Then we have the top 3. In third place, we have Rabbit on 40 points. Congratulations to Rabbit for getting 3rd place. In 2nd place, it goes to Speed Racer on 41.5 points, which means 1st place prize goes to Fig on 51 points. Congratulations to Fig for taking out 1st place tonight, and all the other teams for placing where you did. You guys have all been awesome, and I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are super rad, super awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to keep up to date with all the different streams I do, feel free to follow and subscribe and like on all my platforms. I've got this on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter as well. Except for the YouTube, it's the People's Dwarf pretty much after the domain. So twitter.com, twitch.tv, facebook.com/the People's Dwarf. Then you can like, subscribe, and follow me on those to keep up to date with all my happenings. Or on the YouTube, it's /Jeremy-Hallam, and you can subscribe, follow, like on that as well. So I appreciate you guys being here. You guys have been super awesome. We'll be back again tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m. PST time, which is California time. So wherever you guys are watching this, obviously keep that into account, the same time as this one started tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow. Reese and May will be performing as well, so you're going to have some live singing as well, which is going to be super awesome for you guys and a special treat. Tomorrow's theme is sports related. So we've got esports, motorsports, sports with animals, aquatic sports, and a whole lot more. So looking forward to seeing you guys then. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. I've been Jeremy, the People's Dwarf. You guys have been awesome. I've been awesome. And we will catch you guys tomorrow night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your evenings or day or weekend, wherever you are. Cheers, guys. Bye.